Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Together we're Backyard Musings, broadcasting Apple Valley, California.
And we are the Science and Technology Channel, and we're talking about that today.
And we are no longer in the Witness Protection Program.
Yeah.
This morning and yesterday,
studio.
all you saw was silhouettes. I thought the lights were going to work, and they didn't.
We're back.
I should have listened to Scott. He knew it was going to fail.
That's right.
All right. Okay. In the chilly winters of British Columbia, sweet cherry trees employ a fascinating survival trick called supercooling, allowing their flower buds to stay unfrozen even in sub-zero temperatures. But this delicate balance can be shattered by a sudden cold snap, as seen in January 2024, when extreme weather wiped out most of the region's cherry crop. Researchers are digging deep into how these trees manage this feat and why their protection fades in early spring. These insights could be crucial as climate change threatens to. Is it crisis or change? I mean, it keeps going back and forth.
I think it's a crisis that we talk about the change.
Oh,
so
that could be. Threatens to make winter even more unpredictable. We are in an ice age, right? Their findings were published on August 21st, 2024 in the journal Plant Biology. Would you like to know more?
Here we go. Researchers at the University of British Columbia, Okanagan campus,
Okanagan.
Studying how sweet cherry trees protect their flower buds from freezing during harsh winter conditions. Dr. Elizabeth Houghton, a recent graduate from the Department of Biology and the Irving K. Barber Faculty of Science, published new research in plant biology exploring this natural defense. Like many fruit trees, sweet cherries use a survival strategy called supercooling, a process that allows their underdeveloped flower buds to avoid freezing even in sub-zero temperatures. So we don't get sub-zero temperatures here.
Not sub-zero, no.
Yeah. But I mean, It's gotten down to single digits here occasionally. It gets cold.
It's rare. Single digits. I've seen 10, 11, 12,
Yeah, it's been.
And that's cold.
Yeah, it's been cold. But we do have late freezes like May, April.
But that's not sub-zero.
No, but anything below
freezes below 32.
32 will damage a plant or a tree.
Yeah.
And we've had issues like that. We were just talking about that because you have some fruit trees in your yard.
Mm-hmm.
So, some of them survive and some of them become firewood. It's just too bad.
These guys are talking about the buds.
Yeah, I know.
And sometimes the trees just die. I've had several trees die.
Right. But if the dead is dead, right? Whether it's the bud dying off,
unless you're a dire wolf, dead is dead.
It's just some of the trees I think are just more healthy than others. It's like you plant a row of trees and 5 of them grow really fast, really strong, and other ones struggle. So just I think it's in their DNA.
You probably saw in the background yesterday in the Witness Protection Program, the cherry tree over there. It's got some white buds, and I'm looking forward to those cherries. We got one cherry last year and it tasted so good. I ate
one cherry.
I ate it, yeah. Because the wind around here blows the blossoms off,
Yeah.
So we got
it's a tough environment for fruit trees.
We're going to get some cherries this round, and I'm going to eat them, most all of them.
You should build a tent around it, protect it
from the
nurture
wind?
it
from the wind,
care for it,
dig it and prune it and dung it.
Yeah, put like a sheet around it or something to kind of cover it from the wind.
Yeah, anyway. Well, I got all these. The almonds and the pomegranates and the plums. Okay, this ability is essential for fruit production as the buds must survive the winter to grow into fruit the following season. In January 2024, a severe cold snap in the Okanagan saw temperatures drop to minus 17 Fahrenheit.
That's pretty cold.
Yeah, that is cold. Minus 17. Causing widespread damage to fruit trees. An estimated 90% of the expected cherry crop was lost. How did the other 10% survive? Were they like in the middle?
They were
penguins?
They were a tougher tree.
A breed.
Yeah.
Good, hardy breed.
I don't know. They were just tougher. It wasn't their time.
While many trees have natural methods to survive harsh winters, a supercooling survival process in stone fruits still raises questions for researchers.
Okay, here's a quote. Plants like sweet cherries can survive freezing temperatures in winter using supercooling. When in a supercooled state, like the state of Washington.
Like state of Washington?
The state of Yeah, just
State
the
of
state of
confusion?
what they're in.
Okay.
The liquid in plant cells can avoid freezing even at temperatures well below 0 degrees Celsius. Uh, we call this a metastable liquid. However, the
Never heard of
liquid can,
that.
yeah. However, the liquid can freeze if triggered by an impurity or ice particle, she says. We don't fully understand how this works in some plant structures, and we wanted to learn more about how sweet cherry flower buds survive cold temperatures.
I'd like to know more too.
Yeah.
We can make them more sturdy, do some genetic whatever. While most research on stone fruit bearing trees has focused on peaches, I think the stone there is the pit. Dr. Houghton notes that little attention has been paid to sweet cherry flower buds containing multiple primordia. These cell structures develop into a flower and eventually produce fruit, rather than just a single one like those of a peach tree. Dr. Houghton examines several factors to better understand supercooling, including how ice forms in the buds, how the outer layers freeze, and the internal changes buds undergo as the weather warms and spring approaches.
Dr. Houghton notes that cherry trees are especially vulnerable in early spring because they lose their ability to supercool as the buds grow. A sudden cold snap can be disastrous, she explains. Quote, cherry buds have a special way of protecting themselves from freezing in winter, but as buds grow in the spring, they lose some of that protection, she says.
Yeah. Quote, we are trying to understand better how these fruit buds survive extreme winter temperatures, she adds. And because there is some debate about what winters might look like in the future, yeah, a lot of debate, right? We may experience more extreme cold snaps. It's important that we learn from the cherry trees to work towards protecting fruit crops. I mean, if they survive this long, come on, they're going to survive. You think cherry trees were put here on the earth 200 years ago? No,
They've been around a while.
they've been around.
Okay,
Not as
let
old
me
as
get
you.
let me get this straight because I'm not a horticulturist or a farmer or whatever. So
Okay.
you raise a tree,
Yeah.
and these trees like apricot, plum, cherry,
Pomegranate.
apple,
Mhm.
all these trees, they have flowering buds on them in the spring when they start to.
Yes,
But-
the pomegranates are like red flowers.
Right, they're all beautiful.
Yeah.
Popcorn popping on the apricot tree, right?
There
Okay.
you go.
So, but when the petals go away, there's still by that time there's still a fruit there. There's a little tiny fruit.
Well, I know with the pomegranate, and I can't speak for the other guys, or maybe the almonds too. Those flowers coalesce into and become the hard shell. The hard shell, and then the soft, nut or cherry or pomegranate grows inside of it.
So they're kind of
Gets
the
bigger.
opposite of a rose bush. Then a rose bush has the bulb,
Yeah.
and then petals appear when it opens up. Petals blow away.
Petals, and then it's gone.
You cut it off, and a new one grows out.
Yeah, Shersty calls that
Underneath
deadheading when they cut the dead head off.
Right.
These they go around and that flower is going to be the fruit
But why do the petals all blow off?
of the rose.
No.
Bush?
All the fruit trees.
The wind. The wind.
But they blow off. But you still get fruit.
I can't speak to that.
Okay. Well, if we
I
have
know
any
that
farmers out there or people that do this for a hobby, or let us know, because I'm kind of perplexed, because I thought the petals that was what you got before you got the fruit. You get the petals, they blow away, or they fall on the ground, and then you get the fruit. So I'm a little perplexed about this whole.
One year
story.
we only got a handful of almonds, and you can look over there and you can see there's hundreds of almonds growing over there that the wind wasn't able to blow those blossoms off, so they stayed.
Huh.
That's why I put the cypress trees up over here to block the wind.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. All right, folks. Yeah, leave the comments for us. We appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you. Take care, everyone.